Malton is a multicultural community. But what is multiculturalism?
Canada has always been a multicultural society. That's one of the things, reason a lot of people come to Canada, because it's openness to invite people from all over the world. Multiculturalism to me is a blending of all the people that come to Canada. And look at the students in our school. They're a multicultural school. There's kids from all over the world that attend Morningstar. It's a blending of the different cultures. I think it's really rich to have that opportunity to be exposed to all the different cultures.
You can see how students connect with each other, crossing different cultures, making connections, realizing that we have more in common than we do apart, and finding humor in things, whether it be curry chicken or chicken curry, whatever it is. There's all kinds of connections that bring us together and actually make the time that we spend in our community more positive.
No, I think multiculturalism anywhere in the world, and even in Malton, is something that's a strength for us. It makes our societies better. You can learn from different people who've done things different ways. You can gain experiences. Different cultures may have experience with a certain problem and they've dealt with it in a better way, and you can learn from each other.
It's hard to be able to live in this part of Southern Ontario and not be integrated.
Been associating with Malton since 1974. The demographics have changed a great deal. When it came to Malton, it was mainly Italians and blacks. And over the years, we have a lot of immigrants from various countries.
I'd say that over the last 10 years, Malton has become much more diverse. When I first came to work here, I noticed we had 2 or 3 major groups, Guyanese, Jamaican, and South Asian, so either India or Pakistan. Now we have South Asians from all over, so Sri Lanka, Nepal. We also have other Asians, Afghanistan. We have more Africans. We have people from Ghana, Tunisia, Kenya, Tanzania. And we have people from Europe as well, like Hungary. So we have a lot more diversity now.
I was born in Malton. Yes. So I've lived in Malton all my life until I went away to the university. But Russell Peters used to be in Malton all the time. And you look at a guy like Russell who he talks about jokes about Italians and Jamaicans. He can make fun of everybody because we grew up together. We were all friends. Right? Didn't matter what color our skin was. We were like, you like basketball? I like basketball. Let's hang out. You like rap music? I like rap music. Let's hang out. And we were able to learn a lot about each other that way.
My mind was a bit closed. Every day I meet different people. And there's so many different cultures and traditions here, and there's always something to do.
It's very easy for me to accept a multicultural community. I am a West Indian. My background helps me to just fit right in.
The highlight of the Malton community is when the diverse population comes together to celebrate various multicultural events.
When there are festivals for different cultures, we try to make sure that we have displays to promote what we have in terms of books and other resources to help celebrate those festivities. We often will do, say, a story time.
Sikh prayer is a big day for all the Sikhs. They walk singing songs and chanting prayers.
Eid Mubarak.
After
Diwali is a festival of lights. It is celebrated by both Hindus and Sikhs.
Every single year, Morningstar has Multifest. We have over 500. All the parents turn out to Multifest. The kids perform different cultural activities. It doesn't matter where you're from, you present your cultural activities, and then we feast afterwards. All the parents bring in different dishes, and we sit around and we enjoy. We enjoy different foods, the taste, the flavor, the excitement of the events, the dances, the shows that we do. The kids dressed in their traditional wear. It's great to have that. Multifest is one of the biggest, one of the big events we have at Morningstar. Our school council, they organize it. The Gurdwara, for example, when we have Multifest, they're one of the places that actually donate food to our Multifest. So that's a private school, a private religious school, and we're a pure public school. and the two of us work together because we're all doing it for the Malton community.
Malton Neighborhood Services is a non-profit organization providing free settlement and community support services.
What I do is I promote students using their first language as much as possible. The truth is we see that students who speak more than one language, students who can read and write in more than one language are actually much more talented in applying for jobs later where they have double the opportunity, and they have even more brain power because knowing two languages does actually boost your brain power.
Students in Malton also have an opportunity to learn another language such as Punjabi, Urdu, Tamil, Creole, etc.
Center for Education and Training is a non-profit organization. I run Malton Youth Advisory. Malton has had its challenges in the past. There are programs coming up, but I also mentioned that we are not where we're supposed to be, so there still needs to be a lot happening. There still needs to be a lot of services and programs that have to be offered to youth and children and adults where they can come together, learn and grow together as well. So there's still a need.
It would be helpful to have more accessible programs for youth and teenagers during the weekends. Malton is one of the few places in the world where you can find it. Churches for Christians, masjid for Muslims, mandir for Hindus, all in one complex.
With education, that we become more familiar with each other and the cultures, the religions, ethnicities, and I think that that familiarity, it helps forge a strong community. I call it community unity.
My child was born here, and he's getting a lot to learn about the different cultures.
When you are raised and taught with people from different backgrounds with different understandings, it gives you the opportunity to look from different perspectives, and that those different perspectives provide us with the insights that just make the community a better place to live.
The community, they have lovely parents who want to be part of the school, and then we have our students. And I believe because of that, and because of the multiculturalism and the diversity among our educators, have made a significant difference to how we deal with our clientele, who are our students and our parents within the school.
About 5 years ago, our school had to be evacuated. And during the evacuation was a day that was pouring rain and it was cold. Well, the religious belief is that when we enter the Gurdwara, we take off our shoes and we cover our heads. What happened is they not only opened their doors and let us in, invite us in, but it was not so much my religious value was more important than the social values. And what they did is let us in. We all took off our shoes, and they allow us to go into their place of worship without covering our heads. I mean, we were all very respectful, but the fact was, it wasn't, although that is their strong religious belief, the fact that 700 kids were out in the cold and the rain was far more important than having our heads covered. And I thought, to me, that was so respectful. That opportunity that we were in the Gurdwara, we found out that they have food, they serve food 24 hours a day. And it doesn't matter what religious group you belong to. If you went to their door and said you needed food, they fed you. See, that is something special of Malton. You know what I mean? Like, they accept you and welcome you in. And that's the Gurdwara will do that. As the co-chair of the Malton Festival last year, I watched how the Catholic and public school came together and donated funds in order to help with the Malton Festival. Because the Malton Festival was for all the students in Malton, all the Malton community. And as together, like, that's unique of Malton, where groups will work together. I belong to it's called the Malton Building Block, Community Building Block project. And the first year, it was a combination of funding for, we got money for help the Black community and our youths. And the second year, we got funding for the South Asian community and the youths. And now this year, we've got funding, but it's not the Black community and South Asian community, it's Malton United. And the Malton United committee is helping all the youths in Malton That's unique to Malton. That shows, and it's all community members, people who, your mom, your dad, your grandmother, that all volunteered to work in Malton. They're all part of that committee that's helping students in Malton. That is unique to Malton.
I love it. I think it's great to see. It makes me feel like I'm traveling the world. Like if you get to go to a festival and you see people from, you know, Jamaica or from Trinidad, and then you go to another festival and see people from, you know, Hong Kong or China, and you go to another festival, see people from South America and see another culture. It's like you're traveling and you get to experience the different worlds, different parts of the world.
You get so many different types of food in Malton, and it's all fantastic. I call it your one-stop shop. You want something good? Jamaican patty? You want a samosa? Yeah, go to Malton.
Malton itself, as we've said, is a very vibrant community with a very rich cultural background. Many cultures come here to live, work, and make this their home. And I think that Malton is an excellent place, excellent example for the rest of the country.
And I would hear a knock on the window, and it'd be different parents saying, they'll be knocking and said, we saw you working late and we brought you something to eat. I mean, think of you're in an office in a school working late at night, and the parents in the community brought me food to eat. And the food would be absolutely wonderful, from roti to pagodas to anything that would, you know, just show what it is in the community. And it'd be great. And that kind of friendliness and that warm welcome is part. Whether you go to the community center or you go to the mall, I find the people in the store owners are always willing to help you. They're very appreciative of what you students do in the building.
Instead of looking at our society as multicultural, we can look at our society as diverse and inclusive, so that we don't think of it as there's our culture and those cultures, but our culture as Canadians or as Maltonians is diverse. So we are different, and that's a part of our beauty.
The same. And the more people that take ownership of their community, ask questions, the better the place is going to be as a community.
Whoever you are, whatever your background is, whatever your language is, celebrate that and be confident in that and believe in your own value. So I think that's a really important thing.